1925, Perry, Arkansas. On the far end of a field, a small wooden house on stilts, the kind black tenant farmers commonly lived in. Underneath that house, between the floor rafters and the caked earth, a 7-year-old boy builds houses, one after another, out of red clay, his bare hands, and the fertile waters of his dreams. He crawls out from underneath the house and walks into the field, joining his 2 older sisters, his mother and his father in the work of weeding and plowing, sowing, tending, and harvesting the bounty of someone else's dreams. He will return to his own dreams tomorrow, to add another house to his tiny clay nation, and the day after that, and for as many days again, for as long as he must, he will continue his private labor, keeping his own dream alive. 1947, Seattle, Washington. After the second great war of our time, the boy who built houses out of clay and dreams did his tour of duty in the South Pacific and became a man. Now he feels ready for wood and iron, steel and glass, brick and stone. He feels ready to leave the red fields of his youth for the green hills and blue mountains at the edge of the white world. He feels ready for the covenant of marriage, a shared dream and wider possibilities. So with a vow, he cracks open his dream to make room for another. Together they will build homes not out of clay, but out of a fertile idea. A collection of houses will become a trellis made of homes for their shared dream to hold and grow on. One house, then another, then 4 more again, collected over a lifetime, each presided over by a sibling, a niece, a nephew, a cousin, a child, a grandchild. These homes became the lattice work upon which the notion of family as nation took hold and flourished on one fruitful vine. This was no private labor. This was done under the warm light of another sun, far from the fields of Perry, where black dreaming was done in private to avoid the perils. 2019, Seattle, Washington. For 70 years and 5 generations, this vine flowered and bloomed, fruited and burst, seeded and spread, from Marion to Cascadia, Judkins to Pine. The idea spread and flourished, despite the trellis being beaten and worn by red whip marks scarring the landscape, outlining the territory where bankers and brokers and bureaucrats deem dreams should not grow, or if they do, they grow hard, bearing tight, bittersweet fruits. Weakened by this onslaught, sections of the lattice fell away, and the seeds of this vine had to go further and further afield to take root, each vine sprouting up on its own, remembering its strength, still grappling for a whole, alone. And so this notion of family as nation became diasporic. The vine withered and contracted, but the root and stem remained, holding fast to the base of the original lattice on 24th Avenue in the heart of the city, the heart of this improbable black nation. And so, after 5 generations of life and birth, propagation and death, when it seemed the dream of this vine had died, a desiccated stem pushed out new leaves, then flowered and bloomed. This flower, fragile and singular, the fruit of an idea of family as nation, an ember, it endured in private, where dreams flourish out of sight of the perils. This dream is our home, Our home is the ember. The ember is the idea. The idea is endurance. The endurance of black dreaming, black family, black song, black stories, black embraces, black smiles, black memories, black tears, black imagination, black solution, black logic, black love, black futures. Wa Na Wari is the home built on a foundation of red clay dreams. It is the living whisper of our ancestors, the surviving ember of a watery dream, an overture of the living for the unborn.